Today I'm gonna show you all the total drama pets that appear in the show. Now, to make things more fun, I'll arrange these companions from the smallest to the biggest. The first ones on this list are Harold's red ants. They only appear in a single scene from Total Drama Island, in which they crawl all over Heather's face. That's pretty unfortunate for Heather, since the red ants have a really painful sting. Next up is Lashana Jr. This is one of the snails that Harold decided to keep after Duncan's prank. From what I've looked up online, it seems like she's a Mediterranean green snail. You guys are probably wondering why Harold decided to name a snail after his girlfriend. I'll let him explain.
She even looks like Lashana. See? Same soft eyes, same hard shell, same lusciously rounded booty.
Harold actually sets Lashana Jr. free.
Don't make this harder than it already is. There, now, be free!
The next one on the list is Richard Swimming. He was a golden fish that Chef brought to the daycare. His purpose was to teach the kids to be responsible. And yeah, that didn't turn out well, since the young contestants ended up killing Richard and a bunch of other goldfish that were used by Chef to replace him. They were eventually buried in the backyard, where they were dug out and eaten by cats. But hey, I guess that's the circle of life. Let's move further to Miss Puffy Cheeks. This is Zoe's hamster. She used her once to roast Cameron, saying that she was stronger than him. Yet, I don't know how offended Cameron should get, since Miss Puffy Cheeks is the most badass hamster ever. Next up is Scruffy. From what I've seen, Duncan loved this tarantula more than both of his girlfriends. It has the same color scheme as Duncan, and it also seems to dislike Harold. Sadly, Harold was the one who eventually ended Scruffy's life. Although I know that Scruffy is called a tarantula in the show, based on its behavior and design, I would say that its real-life counterpart would be a jumping spider. Then there is Cody Jr. This little guy is a baby condor. Now I don't care that Cody has never seen that egg in his life. That bird looks like the mini version of him. Sound familiar? Don't forget about this scene. Cody, what did you do with the condor, mama? The next ones in line are Chris's parrots. They appear on several occasions throughout the series, especially when Chris decides to dress up like a pirate. One of them even voted for Lashana in season 1 twice.
Lashana? No!
7 votes, Lashana.
Only one Lashana?
9!
Also, one of the parrots kept terrorizing Chef in the first season of the reboot. The next one in line is DJ's first bunny. Judging by its colors and small size, I would say that he is a pygmy rabbit. Sadly for Bunny, his fate was doomed from the moment DJ asked Jeff to take care of him while he was focusing on the challenge. Because after Jeff finished his part of the challenge, he just dropped Bunny in a safe spot. Spoiler alert, it wasn't safe at all. The funny thing is that Bunny actually returned on the big screen a few episodes later. Now, because Duncan felt bad for DJ's loss, he caught a similar rabbit and told DJ that he had found Bunny in the wild. Next, at probably the same size as DJ's bunnies, is Loki, a rabbit adopted by the goths during the Redonkulous race. Judging by the fact that he was found in Australia, I think that he's a black Beveran. It's funny how these cuties are considered one of Australia's biggest environmental threats. Its destructive potential, regardless of the small size, made the goths get attached to it and adopt it. A little bigger than Loki and DJ's bunnies is Irene. Given its basic design and color, and the fact that it was found in Newfoundland, I think that it's an Atlantic herring. It was DJ's so-called lucky charm until he realized that it was just a tool Alejandro used to trick him. Next up, we have Nugget, Jude's chicken from Dramarama. As most of you know, MacArthur is something like the total drama version of Johnny Sins, and during one episode, she brought some animals to the daycare. Nugget was considered the most aggressive animal up until she became Jude's new best friend. Unfortunately, their friendship broke when Jude threw her from the roof. Next, there are Cody 1 and 2. They're a pair of mutant rats adopted by Sierra during Total Drama All-Stars. She pretended to be her mother for one episode, only for their real mama to show up, kick her ass, and take her babies back. Moving to Lindsay's Chihuahua. This dog makes Lindsay look smart. No, actually, never mind. Even though Lindsay's Chihuahua is mentioned in the show, he only appears during her audition tape. Let's move forward to Jasmine's cat, Whiskers. She was presented in Jasmine's audition tape, doing what every self-respecting Australian pet would do, biting her owner as hard as she could. Now, of course, there is no such thing as a purple cat, but judging by her fluffy tail, I would say she's a grey Turkish Angora, just like Heather's cat Bruiser. After Jasmine's audition, no one ever hears anything from Whiskers again. He was probably eaten by a giant spider. Next up are Chef's sidekick and Chef himself. Oh, not this chef. I meant Topher's cat, which seems to hate him as much as everybody else. Based on Chef's intense orange color and its thin tail, I think that he is an Abyssinian. Chef's cat, on the other hand, looks like a classic American shorthair. The next one is Brittany, the raccoon Duncan and Courtney adopted. Imagine living in a dumpster and then fast forward a few months, a future lawyer and a millionaire fight over you. But from what I've seen in Celebrity Manhunt, Duncan even seems to dislike Brittany. So my best guess is that he was fighting for custody only to piss off Courtney. Let's not forget about the other pet raccoon in the series, Olivia Von Trash Panda. She was Z's companion for a while during the second season of the reboot. Although at first, she seemed to hate being with Z, Olivia eventually got very comfortable with Z. Next, there are MacArthur's dogs. They appear in the reboot during one challenge. Their names are Edward Scissormouth, Bear Trap, Chainsaw, Blood Hunter, and Booger. As you can guess, none of them are very friendly. From their design, my best guess is that they are all Dobermans, except for Booger. Then we have Suzanne. She appears in the same episode as Jude's chicken nugget. The only difference is that she is much nicer, despite being a freaking alligator. From her design, I think that Suzanne is an American alligator. Next up is Ezekiel's bull. He doesn't have an official name in the show. He first appears during a Celebrity Manhunt. Wait, does he though? Remember that time in season 1 when the contestants had to eat those meatballs? And then we saw where they came from? Doesn't this look exactly like Ezekiel's farm and bull? Let's talk about Bruno, the gray bear that Bridget adopted from Siberia. Bruno became quite popular, especially after he kept giving Jeff a hard time during the aftermath. Despite playing the loyalty card with Bridget throughout the episode, he eventually abandons her for Blanley. But it seems Bruno knew exactly what he was doing, because in a special clip from All Stars, we can see that he eventually rizzed her up. The next one on the list is Larry. It's a mutant Venus flytrap and Chris's favorite pet. It's by far one of the largest and most loyal pets in Total Drama. Although these plants are pretty small, because of the radioactive exposure, it became one of the largest Total Drama pets. Larry brought us one of the most iconic moments. I wonder how Crystal gets along with her little sibling.
Today. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
You probably thought that Larry was the biggest pet on the list. Yet, the best I can do is to offer her second place, cause number 1 goes to Vince. DJ's white alligator, and his first pet ever. For the record, I have no idea how DJ managed to obtain him, since nowadays, the albino alligators are one of the rarest animals out there, with only 100 to 200 left. The fact that DJ just lost Vince in the toilet could have brought him serious troubles, but hey, the happy part is that they do reunite after a while. He also appears a little later in Total Drama World Tour. So there it is, guys. What is your favorite Total Drama pet? Make sure to tell me in the comments. Take care and see you next time with a brand new video.